It's a donut. It's a burger. It's a donut. It's a burger. No, wait. It's a donut burger. So we're making a burger. It's going to be delicious. There's going to be an egg. There's going to be bacon. There's going to be some great sauce. And there's going to be a glazed donut for a bun. Why are we doing this, you ask? No fucking clue. It's because Max said, let's make a burger with a donut for a bun. And I say, okay. And whether you notice or not, our main camera still is busted. So we're using secondary stuff. You know, we shot that lobster breakfast burrito the other day. Started with the main camera, it broke, went to the secondary little guy that looked great, and then it effed up, and then we went to the iPhone. And I made a comment, you know, if this thing breaks, we're going to be using fucking chalk on a chalkboard. And one of our viewers, Zero Street, from Instagram, created this picture. It's genius, man. F***ing genius. And while I'm talking about pictures that viewers have created, Jasper posted on Reddit a picture of me as Colonel Sanders when we did the popcorn chicken. It's great. You guys are very funny. You're very funny, you're very talented, and most of you I really like. Though I texted Max yesterday and said, I'm f***ing done with comments. I'm done reading them. I'll tell you about that later. We got to start, and we're going to start by throwing some bacon on the Evo to get it cooking. And on they go. I mean, honestly, is there anything better than the smell of cooking bacon? There can't be. And while the bacon cooks, we'll get our sauce ready and then the patty. So let's start by cutting up a little pickle to go in here. We want this fairly small. A couple cuts here, and then a tiny little dice. Pickle goes in, and then we add some mayo. Yum. A little tiny squeeze of ketchup. Ah, thank you, that's what I wanted. Little grainy mustard. Perfect. And for a little spice, some Chipotle peppers. Not too much. They're already minced. About a teaspoon. And we mix. Perfect. A little taste. A little taste is always important. Apparently I have an eating problem. Yeah. So good. You should just make a ton of that. Just keep it. A turkey sandwich, boom. In a grilled cheese, boom. Onion rings to dip in and eat, boom. Fries, boom. I could go on. It'll get boring, though. Okay, so sauce, done. Bacon, it's getting there. I don't have a whole lot of heat on right now, so if we look, we'll give it another minute or so before we turn it. Now, we prep our ground beef. Very simple. Our patty consists of, wait for it. I know, I'll take it out of the bag. Here, look. 80-20. I say it all the time. You can buy 90-10. You can buy 85-15. 80-20 means there's 80% beef, 20% fat. It's going to make a better, more flavorful, more juicy burger. That is what you want. But because our bun is a glazed donut, it's obviously going to be sweet. So we want to counter the sweet a little bit. The bacon's going to help. But also what will help is I'm going to season this with, this is a Canadian seasoning salt. That doesn't matter where it comes from. It's a restaurant chain from Canada that we go to when we're back in the old country. But what's important about it is there's a high salt content. And that's what I'm looking for. So A, it's going to deliver a lot of flavor, but B, it's also going to add that little salt punch that will help counteract the ridiculousness of the bun. I think in the end, you're going to take a bite of this thing and I think in the end, I will take a bite of this thing. Sorry, I was thinking that you got to have some and you don't. Which, by the way, is not the case for a couple of people that might get something when we hit 1 million and we're close. Can we just take a second and show this? I think maybe by the time this airs, we may have hit that also insignificant number. Here's where we're at as we stand here today. And this is Tuesday, August 6th at 1:02 p.m.
I think it just went up one.
Hey. So look, I called it insignificant. Clearly this many people is not insignificant. I say that because it's really about who watches. I could have 1 million subscribers. And if 3 people watched, why does that number matter? It's almost a bragging number. What have you got? What have I got? What has he got? What has she got? What do they got? It's about views. Because for us, views mean, hey, Mikey, they like us. It's that kind of thing. We judge how we're doing by how many people watch. So I don't even know how I got into this topic. How did I get into this topic? Does anybody remember? So, well, I started to say, when you taste this, and some of you will taste it because you'll make it at home. But we are going to do something special when this hits 1,000,000. And look, I'm not flip about that many people watching us, honestly. It means an awful lot to us. Some asshat is going to go, guy says all these people watching him is insignificant. I knew he was a tool. I knew I shouldn't have watched him. That brings me to a point that pissed me off yesterday. Can I just turn this bacon now? Yeah. I'm all over the place. There we go. Okay. Now, if I haven't said it before, and I think I have, I believe that not super crispy bacon, like not well done steaks or burgers, has more flavor. I'm not going to eat raw bacon, but in roughly this state, and it will firm up when the second side gets more color and a little bit more crispy, but I'm not going to overcook this shit if I can help it, because there's no reason to. So we put the Osaka street food video up yesterday, Monday. And of course I had already seen it. Max shoots it and he sends it and I say, can we do this or can we do that or change this part, whatever, It's mostly done when he sends it. It's amazing. And then I add some stuff and then whatever, or change whatever. And I was so proud of it. I called Max and I said, I think this is your best work. I honestly think this is some of your best work. Look, clearly different from what we do here. Clearly different. But I think it's your best work. You poured your heart and your soul into it. I'm proud of you. I love it. This is awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so jazzed. I jump on YouTube to start answering questions, talking to people, a little bit. And like the first 5 or 10 comments I read, I'm just a fucking stupid ass shithead that can't do anything. And I think I have a fairly tough skin. And when I moan about stuff like this, people go, don't let it bug you. And I generally don't. But in that moment, I called Max. I said, I think I'm done. I think I'm done reading comments. And it doesn't mean I want you to stop commenting. And it doesn't mean I want the assholes to stop commenting because they're going to do what they're going to do. But it was really demoralizing. And look, I've got a pretty healthy, some would say, far too healthy self-image. Don't laugh, douche. But it's unbelievable. You should stick to cooking. Clearly, travel is not your thing. Wow, you're so f***ing rude to people. Wow, you're this. Wow, this is shitty. Wow, that's dumb. You're stupid. Your hair, your face, your lid. Enough! I had to stop. I shut my computer. Like this. Boom. Fortunately, it was a laptop, because if I pulled the whole desktop over, that would have been a mistake. So, okay, enough. Okay, so the bacon now is ready on this side. Here we go. So we'll pull this off. Look, that's perfect. See that? That's freaking perfect, man. I'm going to be so happy with this thing. Okay, set that aside, and we continue. Okay, one last thing. We're just going to say this. This will be the end of all that. A couple of the things that people pointed out was that I ate in the street in Japan, which, as I believe I will have explained when our video about the top 10 things to eat in Tokyo comes out. Tokyo, you don't eat in the street. Other cities, you don't really eat in the street. It's not polite. There's no garbage cans, no place to put anything. You just don't see it. You never see somebody walking down the street eating a burger or a cheese stick, something. But this part of Osaka, where we did the street food tour, is a place called Dotonbori. And everybody eats in the street. So, why am I explaining myself to people that don't know and are idiots? So just know, in those moments, I'm not talking about the Japanese people, who are like the most kind, polite, lovely people ever. I'm just talking about tourists from outside the country. Namaste, bitch. Namaste. Can we continue? I must continue, or I'm just going to blow a gasket and have a coronary right here. And by the way, if I do have a massive fucking coronary or whatever, grab my arm and clutching my heart and I fall, you fucking keep rolling. You got it? You don't stop rolling until they put me in the ambulance and drive up the street. Then you turn off quickly and come to the hospital and get me waking up from whatever's happened to me. Got it?
Got it.
Thank you. Now for the seasoning. Okay, one more thing. I know I said I was done, but one more thing. I've just been informed that generalizing about a group of people, even if you're saying nice things, apparently is a form of racism. So I take back what I said about the Japanese being polite and kind and lovely. They're a bunch of motherfuckers, and I hate them all. How's that? Is that better? Can we get away with that? I'm only kidding. So, I don't know what to say anymore about anything or anyone. Anything I do will be criticized. Let me just take this back. We're going to roll back. The Japanese people are great. When I was criticizing people for cutting through and being rude, I was talking about tourists. That's all. We good with all that? Is that cool? No, she just breathed in again. That means more.
Well, no, because there was so many comments about you were standing in the middle of a walkway, but you weren't in the middle of a walkway. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll just do this and you can put it in where you want, okay?
Okay.
Oh, and what an asshole. He's standing in the middle, blocking a walkway where people are supposed to go. Dudes, whoever you all were that said that, have you ever gone to, like, the state fair? That's what this fucking area is like, standing in the middle of a walkway. Have you ever gotten a fucking hot dog on a stick and stood in the middle of the fairway at your state fair and eaten the hot dog? That's the equivalent of what I was doing. Trying to bring that word back. I hope you bleeped all of that. Please, don't even leave the beginning letter and an end sound because it will give it away. And for anyone who lip reads, I apologize. Shouldn't have said that.
On to the burger.
On to the burger. So, fairly aggressive, right? Okay, now I just got an idea. This maybe is not a good idea. Do you remember the Better Butter Burger?
Oh, yeah.
We made compound butter, hardened it in the fridge, cut a slice, put it in the middle of a burger, right? Soft butter. I'm going to put it in here. Just mix it together. How can that be bad? Certainly the stuff on the outside is just going to melt away, but the stuff on the inside, as it continues to put more and more in the spoon, should be good. Here we go. And then with your hands, the best tool you have at your disposal, we mix. And I've talked about this before. You don't want to overmix a burger. It's the little nooks and crannies that run throughout that really help make it juicy. So form just as much as you need to get it into the shape that you want. So here's my bun. So I want to try and make it at least as big as that-ish, because I know it's going to shrink a bit. Get it all formed beautifully. This is a half a pound, ladies and gentlemen. Half pound burger. Why not? Hey, come on. If you're going to have something, have it right. Now, on we go to the Evo. And there we go. Now, should be pretty obvious, we're just cooking a burger. And while it's cooking, we'll cut our bun. Nice. And of course, we're going to give it a little toast, so just a little butter. Oh my goodness, why? Why? How is this even going to make sense in the world? This burger's ready to flip. Won't take long. Yeah?
Yep.
And look at the butter sizzling away on the outside. This will be outstanding. And while it's finishing, we put some cheese on top. Ready?
Yep.
Two, like that. And then we're just going to push it over to the side a bit. Put a lid on and let it do its thing. A couple more things quickly. So we're going to do an egg. Thank you, sweetheart. And we're not using salt and pepper, but we are using our seasoning. Let that do its thing. Let's throw the buns on at the same time. A little color. Let's take our burger off. Beautiful. And we're ready to build. Here we go. It's our bottom bun. And of course our sauce. And look, I always say, don't be cheap. And I mean, if you're going to use a sauce, for goodness sakes, use a frickin' sauce, you know? More is absolutely better. And then the burger, looks like that. Oh, sweetheart. Bacon. Uno, dos, tres. Sticking out the back. And then the egg. And the egg. Ow. Ow. Wow. And then how about a top bun, Max? Look at that. That's a huge ass mess that I think will be good. Okay, so let me just spin this around and show you what is going on here, because honestly, it is really beautiful. Allow me to tell you what's happening here with the use of my pen. This would be a glazed donut layer. On top of that is the sauce made up of the mustard, chipotle, ketchup, diced pickle, and mayo. Then the burger patty with seasoning salt and butter mixed in, 2 slices of American cheese on top, 3 slices of bacon, a perfectly cooked egg, and a top bun of glazed donut, lightly buttered and grilled. The only thing left to do, ladies and gentlemen, is call your cardiologist, have him standing by as we prepare to cut in and take a bite. But before I cut it, for the camera's benefit and any food porn aficionados, I will break the yolk. Max can let it go in slow motion, accompanied by a little sexy music. Does it? 1, 2, and boop. And now we can cut. Oh yeah. This is what I've been waiting for. That. This nonsense, this mess, this gooey, sweet, savory, salty, bacony, buttery mess. And we bite. We pick up, we hold, we display, and I know my bite. I'm going right here for this corner so I get yolk and bacon and I had previously, in my mind, given this about a 15-20% chance of working out. Is 115% success. Yes, you get that sweet donut right off the bat, but then just savory takes over. You get a little bit of spice from the sauce. The seasoning salt in the ground beef is prominent, but not too much over the top. It's just perfect right there. Of course, the bacon helps. The cheese is always amazing. And then the egg just adds extra richness, not sweetness, richness. It's going to swear a lot. Fucking great. I got nothing. I got this. I don't even think I started to say, when I said we're getting to 1 million, we're going to do something. It'll be fun. We think it'll be fun. But you have to be a subscriber. Look, don't subscribe if you don't like us, just so you can be in on something fun. We don't want that. We want real people. And, we'll find out if you're real people. We'll find out if you're true fans. I don't know how, Max, but we have to do that night. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Go watch the Japan stuff, Japan street food thing. Look, feel free to criticize me all you want. Everybody else does. What do I give a shit? So, from me and Max and his little cameras. It's not about size, Max. It's really not.
It's about how you use it.
Exactly.
Max is a little camera. But new coming. See ya.